Hello everybody, welcome to this Excel 365 video on the IFS function. The IFS function has mercifully been brought to kill the nested if formula. Yeah, so the nested if was never really an ideal solution, but people use it and it's important to know how it works in case you find one out in the wild and you need to fix it or you need to replace it with the IFS function. Okay, so now I'll explain how it works, and I'm going to start with just a plain old if statement. So at the beginning of an if statement, it'll do a logical check, and you can put one cell equal to another cell, or you could say A1 equals 5 or whatever, and then a comma, and the value after the comma is if that logical check was true, and a second comma, which will then show the result if the logical check was false. So in this example, A1 equals A2. If that's true, it'll return the text result, the cells are the same value, and if it's false, it'll return the text result, the cells are a different value. So a nested if is the same thing, except when you get to the first false evaluation, you then launch into a second if statement. And when that if statement gets to a false evaluation, you launch into a third if statement. And with each of these, each one has to be perfectly nested with parentheses, or else it's going to return an error. So if you go in after one has already been written and try and add in another if statement, it's going to be really messy and basically just luck if you get it right on your first try. So to avoid all that, we're going to use the ifs function, and it's kind of similar to a nested if, except you don't have to keep launching into new if statements. I'm going to go left to right on this ifs function example that I have up here, and it goes ifs, and then it does a logical check. If C7 is greater than 0.9, comma, and then the value if that is true. And the way this works is just going to go left to right until it gets a true value, and then it's going to escape and it's not going to check anything else. So if the value was 0.95, it would see that it's an A and it would return the result of A, and it's done. If not, it's going to keep going through and looking for a true statement. So the second one would check if C7 is greater than 0.8. If it is, return a B. And then it goes down the list until it finds a true value. If none of the statements in an if statement are true, it's going to return an error. Now, sometimes when you're writing code, you want to return an error if there's no match. But if you want to return a final value, such as like the letter F, you can make your own true value by just putting in the value of 1. So if it's made it this far down the list and it sees that 1, that is a true result. So the next thing you show will be the everything else value. So we can play around with that in practice here. You can see this formula written out as is, and then we can change this numeric result here. 92% should be an A, 89% should be a B, 75% should be a C, 55% should be an F, and so on. So I hope this helps you to understand the ifs function and why you should never use the nested if you can help it, and the basic if function as well. So if you liked any of this, please give me a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.